Still very much acting within the range, scope, boundary jurisdiction. Come alive, get on board. On this sporting platform, join me on Offside with Olalekan Efficient. On Offside, we give it to you the way you want it. We take it deep, we even go more deeper. We bring you the action and excitement, where it's going down and how it went down. Join me on this super dial as I take you around the world of sports. For sponsorship and advert, you can call 070 35 41 51 92. Fantastic time to all the listeners at home. Welcome to another edition of your favorite sport program, Offside with Olalekan Efficient. And don't forget, this is your number one sports show where we talk about major things that's happened in the world of sport in the last 24 hours and beyond. And of course, it's official, 24 days to World Cup, 21 days to World Cup in Russia. Don't forget, Nigeria will be playing Croatia and Iceland, including Argentina in our group. And of course, preparation are in top gear, as on hand is currently on deck to make sure Nigeria, put up a better performance at the Mundial in Russia. And don't forget, yes, so many news of things that's happened. Yes, a lot of actions went down over the weekend. Chelsea, make sure they see beat Manchester United 1-0 to win the FA Cup final. The FA Cup final over the weekend is a bad one for Jose Mourinho and United. They were unable to play very woefully, and that man Alexis Sanchez failed to step up the game. Please, you expect him to have been able to make sure he make it count. Yes, good one for Chelsea. You might have said that they have a very bad season, but with the win with this FA Cup, you might say it's a completely good season for Chelsea. I must say, authoritatively, that's for me, as far as I'm concerned, Antonio Conte is one of the most successful coaches in England in the last 2 seasons. Spent 2 seasons, and of course he has won trophy, something for that season. In his debut season, won the Premiership, and of course second season won the FA Cup. And of course it's a good one for Antonio Conte. If by any means Ibrahim Abramovich decided to send him packing, I think he has done well for himself, and he's going to be proud of his time. The time he has spent in England. And of course, congratulations to that man called Oliver Giroud. In his 5 years career in England, he has won FA Cup 4 times. Yes, 3 times with Arsenal, and of course, he won yesterday. Make it 4 times. He's winning the FA Cup. It's 5 seasons in England. Of course, good one. Congratulations to our home, Nigerian man Victor Moses. I won that one with FA Cup with Chelsea. Good one for him. And of course, we've got a lot of things to news. Particularly, we're going to focus on what is happening as far as World Cup is concerned. Don't forget the transfer rumor of who is going to replace Arsene Wenger. The news we heard was that Mikel Arteta is said to be announced earlier this morning. But there was a news that Thierry Henry might also make a presentation to the board. A later part of this morning is another rumor coming from the Emirates, saying that Unai Emery, some part of the board, is looking on the side of Unai Emery to take charge to replace Arsene Wenger. These are many more news it's going to come here. But let's go on this very short break, and when we come back, Offside with Olalekan Efficient. Start up in the GB. Don't touch it. It's still Offside with Olalekan Efficient. I'll be back after this time out.
She get them. I go and blow.
Yes, welcome back from that very short break. As I told you earlier that yes, 24 days to the FIFA World Cup going to take place in Russia, and of course the camp of the Super Eagles officially opened yes today, and then Iwobi Iheanacho lead stars to Uyo today. Arsenal forward Alex Iwobi and Leicester City striker Kelechi Iheanacho look set to be the first foreign-based Super Eagles star that will stop the camp. The team, the Meridians Hotel in Gulf Resort in Uyo today, as the phase one of the Nigerian 2018 FIFA World Cup camp officially opened. Iwobi, who signed an endorsement deal with the Edge Electronics in Lagos at the weekend, told reporters they will report to the Eagles camp on Monday, which is today. Iheanacho, who scored in his final games of the season against Tottenham in the last penultimate weekend, flew into Lagos last week Friday and will be on his way to Uyo today. Also, the likes of the Turkish international Shehu Abdullahi William Ekon Kenneth Omere today, and three players are missing in action for in their respective club. Also, they are on their way to the Eagles camp. Yes, Eagles begin training on Wednesday. The Super Eagles of Nigeria set to begin training on Wednesday. The Super Eagles will officially begin training for the first phase of the camping for the 2018 FIFA World Cup on Wednesday. According to the news made available to the media, Toyin Bitoye, the Eagles media officer, revealed that although camp officially opens today in Uyo, the team will not begin serious training until Wednesday for two main reasons. FIFA 10 days official arrest for most of the players whose leagues ended penultimate weekend will come to an end by Tuesday, which means they will be free be very ready for proper training, as said Toyin Bitoye. The second reason, according to a likable sport journalist, is a small matter of the home-based Eagles versus Atletico Madrid friendly game at the Godwin Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. Coach Sasu Yusu and the rest of the home-based crew and the Eagles will be involved in that one. Still very much on the camp of the Super Eagles. This one coming from Brian Idowu said Idowu turned focus to Eagle to Super Eagles. Don't forget, Brian Idowu is a surprise name that show up among the list of the players that who might make it to Russia. Super Eagles defender Brian Idowu is set for the Super Eagles shirt war ahead of the next month's World Cup after helping his club Amka Palm survive relegation from Russia Premier League on Sunday. The left back was in action for his club, who retained their Russian Premier League status by beating second-tier side FC Tambov 1-0 away in the second leg of the promotion relegation playoff on Sunday. Amka emerged victorious 3-0 aggregate after winning the first leg 2-0. Idowu was in action for the entire duration of the two-legged games and will retain his status as a Premier League player in Russia next season. Yes, still very much on the Super Eagles and the World Cup. So very much in the Super Eagles and the World Cup. Yes, sir, this one is coming from that man saying that Nigeria needed to show more to focus on games that pertains to Croatia and Iceland. But Joe, who was once the coach of the Super Eagles, but Joe want the Eagles to focus on Croatia and Iceland. The former Super Eagles coach Joe has told the team to focus on their first two World Cup with the rivals Croatia and Iceland rather than preoccupied with the final group games against favourite Argentina. Nigeria opened their Russia 2018 campaign on June 16 against Croatia before they take on Iceland on June 22, and their final group game is on June 26 against Argentina. Argentina is not a problem. Croatia and Iceland are a big problem. The Dutch coach told the reporters, you beat Argentina and you don't beat Croatia and Iceland, then that's not good. You must beat Croatia and Iceland. Yes, you are in a round of two, because 6 points, you can be sure of qualification. That is an advice from the former Super Eagles coach. And of course, this one is coming from the glass house. NFF secure $2.8 million bonus, World Cup bonuses, appearances for Congo, England are games ready too. Yes, $2.8 million. NFF has secured this money to pay all the appearances and of course matches allowance as the guys get ready to move to Russia. The Nigerian Football Federation officials have confirmed that they are ready with the every month agreed with the Super Eagles going into the World Cup. It was learned on authority that the early release of $2 million from the World Football Governing Body FIFA has helped in a long way of making the NFF meet all their financial obligations to the player ahead of time. The NFF president Amadu Pinnick, who confirmed the development to the member of the press on Sunday, said the federation is excited that the strong effort they put in at ensuring a distraction-free campaign has been achieved. He said, "We are glad that our effort and relationship with FIFA has always paid off. We were also then able to raise $800,000 in addition, which gave the federation the exact amount needed to prosecute the World Cup and the remaining pre-World Cup games. We are confident now that without any distraction, the players can concentrate with Nigerian and fans of the Eagles see the most organized outing so far." The NFL signed an agreement with the player just before their friendly against Argentina played in Russia, which the Super Eagles won 4-2. Apart from securing the needed cash for the Russia 2018 outings, the NFF is also set with the appearance fee for the game against DRC Congo in Port Harcourt this month and the games against the Three Lions of England at the referred Wembley Stadium. Yes, good one for the NFF. Still very much with the Super Eagles. This one is coming from Kenneth Omera. Omera said he's 150% ready for World Cup. If Super Eagles is 150% ready for World Cup, Super Eagles defender Kenneth Omera told member of the press that he's 150% ready to represent Nigeria at the 2018 FIFA World Cup holding in Russia this summer. Speaking to the member of the press, he said that he is ready. That I'm glad to be among the players invited by Coach Kenneth Rowe for the World Cup campaign, and I can tell you that I'm 150% ready to represent my country at the tournament. The Nigeria international said, "For me, it's an honor to be invited, and I have no choice than to give my best. The World Cup is my second and very precious to me because this is my year. I'm looking forward to the World Cup as a player and also as a Nigeria." Yes, sir. That was coming from Kenneth Omera. Of course, let's move on to the other stories of what people said. Some stories that surround the World Cup. Yes, this one is coming from the Wolves retained Ikeme 58 others. Yes, don't forget Carl Ikeme, that's Super Eagles goalkeeper, diagnosed with leukemia, a form of cancer in his body. His club said that they retain him for the next season and 58 others, despite being diagnosed with acute leukemia. Super Eagles goalkeeper Carl Ikeme among 59 players retained by the Wolverhampton Wanderers ahead of the Premier League season. Wolves got promoted from the Championship at the end of last season despite losing their first-choice goalkeeper Ikeme to the disease at the beginning of the season in July. Ikeme is currently undergoing treatment. The retained list was announced by Wolves on their official website on Sunday. The list has been submitted to the English Football League as the club prepare for a return of the top flight on 6th July 2018. It was on 6th July 2017. It was announced that Ikeme was diagnosed with acute leukemia after returning abnormal blood tests during the routine pre-season checkup. Among the retaining players are the duo Brian Ebakore and Rick Dominic Ayofa. Meanwhile, 12 senior players were not offered new contracts and 5 youngsters have been released from Wolves scholarship program. Wolves were crowned the champions of the 2017-2018 English Championship, which secured the automatic promotion into the Premier League. A good one for Carl Ikeme. And that one, of course, let me just move straight to what's happening outside the shop Nigeria. And this one is going to France. PSG said they are not interested in Arsene Wenger. Paris Saint-Germain President Nasser El-Khelaifi has ruled out appointing former Arsenal boss Arsene Wenger as a club sporting director. The 68-year-old weighing up his option for stepping down from his role at the Emirates Stadium last week following more than 2 decades in charge. Wenger has a strong bond with PSG hierarchy and was touted as a possible contender to join French champions in some capacity, where he would work alongside newly promoted boss Thomas Tuchel. Speaking to French outlet L'Equipe, however, Khelaifi suggested that an approach will not be made as no positions are need filling. He's a close friend and I have a lot of admiration and respect for him and everything he has done in football, he said. He's a big man. He's one of the first people I spoke to before buying the club. He told me one thing that I never forgot. You buy a diamond and it will be caught and shine. I did not know that he will do what he will do, but he will have a lot to offer today as a sport director. I said the sport director is Ante Enrique, and he has agreed to stay with the club. Yes. Let's see what the future of Arsene Wenger will be as he has stepped down as the coach of Arsenal. Of course, a big victory to Athletics Quadri Abiodun win Portuguese league. Nigerian duo Haruna Quadri and Bode Abiodun celebrated the Portuguese league title with Sporting after Lisbon-based team defeated a CD Sao Cruz 3-0 in the second leg of playoff final held in the Estadio of Gattuso Pavilion Jose Alvaro Lisbon. Since joining the Sporting from GD Toledo in 2015, Haruna Quadri has remained unbeaten in the league, winning all the 3 titles and stakes per season of the Lisbon base. The weekend title made it the 15th title for the Nigerians since moving to Portugal in 2010. Yes, Okocha said the Moses deserves Emirates FA Cup title. The former Super Eagles captain Osinjobi Okocha said Victor Moses deserved to win a 2017-2018 Emirates Cup on Saturday at the expense of Manchester United. Moses, who made his 3rd appearance of the season in the competition, featured all the entire durations of the games, which Blue wins 1-0. This alpha will go on today's edition of Offside with Olalekan Efficient. Don't forget to follow me up on Instagram at Olalekan Efficient, and of course follow me up on Twitter at Efficient for life. You can follow me up on Facebook at Efficient Online Efficient. Like our comment, share our Facebook post, and of course put your comment and your question. Until next time I come your way, thank you and God bless you. Still very much acting within the range, scope, boundary jurisdiction. Come alive, get on board on this sporting platform. Join me on Offside with Olalekan Efficient. On Offside, we give it to you the way you want it. We take it deep, we even go more deeper. We bring you the action and excitement, where it's going down and how it went down. Join me on this super dial as I take you around the world of sports. For sponsorship and advert, you can call 070 35 41 51 92.